Hey friends, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Angel and I'm so glad that you're here. It's almost Valentine's Day, and while most people like to go out to eat, some people just like to stay in and have a nice dinner at home. Today I have 3 easy beginner-friendly recipes. Now that's enough dishing, let's get cooking. I'm going to make beef tips and gravy. I'm going to start by searing my stew meat. I have just over a pound here. I'm just using my pressure cooker to sear. You could always sear it on the stovetop, in a skillet, or saute pan. I'm just going to push sear roast. And my stew meat is a little bit frozen still. It's got some crystals on it. It'll be fine. And remember, searing is not cooking. It's just going to give it a little color. I seared this for about 3 minutes total. Now I'm going to transfer this to my slow cooker. I need 1 onion sliced. The only onion that I have is moldy, so I had to throw that away. But I have some onion flakes. I'm just going to add that. About a tablespoon, approximately. 1 10.5-ounce can of cream of mushroom soup. I have homemade cream soup. I'll put the recipe below. I know this looks watery, but there is cornstarch in my mix and it will thicken up. 1 cup of beef broth, if you do not have that, which I do not. 1 cup of water and 1 beef bouillon cube. And 1 tablespoon of, say it with me, Worcestershire sauce. 1 packet of brown gravy mix. I do not have a small packet, I just have this. And I asked Alexa and she said 4 tablespoons, so we're gonna go with that. And if it's wrong, guess whose fault it is? 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. I'm going to stir this. It's okay if it's lumpy. You can cook this on high for 3 to 4 hours or low for 6 to 8 hours. I'm going to go with low and slow today. So I'm going to cover and cook on low for at least 6 hours. We'll see where we're at. It's been 6 hours and this is ready. I just made some instant mashed potatoes and I have some sauteed green beans on the side. And that's dinner tonight, beef tips and gravy. I'm going to saute some broccoli. I have a 16-ounce bag of frozen broccoli. I'm going to turn my heat to a medium-high. My broccoli. Add 1/4 of a cup of water and bring that to a boil. Once that comes to a boil, cover and cook for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, add 1 tablespoon of margarine or butter, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, a dash of pepper. I'm going to turn my heat down to medium. I'm just going to stir this and cook until the water has evaporated. And that's it. Now it's ready to serve. I'm going to make creamy pork tenderloin medallions. I have a pork tenderloin that I sliced up into, I think I have 5 slices here. These 2 are not the best. They will work. Cut them about that thick. I'm going to season both sides with salt and pepper and then coat with flour. If you are making this gluten-free, just use some gluten-free flour. Just use the all-purpose flour. Pillsbury makes some. King Arthur makes some. Forgot to pepper that side. It's fine. Just coat with flour. I have my electric griddle. I'm going to turn my temperature to 275 degrees. You can make this on the stovetop with a saute pan. You'll have to make them in batches if you're making this on the stovetop. I need 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine, 1 tablespoon of olive oil or canola or vegetable oil. Get your pan nice and hot. It's about 90 seconds. Carefully add the medallions to the pan. I'm going to cook this for 3 minutes on each side. Check these. If you want them a little darker, you can cook them a little bit longer. I'm going to cover these so they don't spit up at me, and then cook 3 more minutes. Check these. Those look good. I'm going to let them cook 30 more seconds on this side. Let's put them on a plate. I'm going to set this in my microwave so they stay warm. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic, half of a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1/4 cup of chicken broth. I have 1/4 cup of water, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of chicken bouillon. 1/4 of a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I have the red wine style Italian seasoning. I'm just going to use that. I'm going to stir this together and cook for 1 minute. Then I need 1 cup of heavy cream. I have half of a cup of leftover evaporated milk, and then I have some half and half. I'm just going to top this off. Then I get 1 cup. Then I'm going to stir this in and cook for 2 minutes. I'm going to add the pork medallions back in. Turn my heat to low, cover, and cook for 5 minutes. And then it's ready to serve. This got a little dark, but I think I can save it. I'm just going to take the pork out, and I am going to add some milk. I have some skim milk. I'm trying to save the gravy. That's supposed to be a gravy. I'm just going to drizzle in about 1/4 of a cup. Stir that. Turn my heat to low. There we go. I think it's working. I might even add, I'm going to add like 1/4 of a cup more, so 1/2 cup total. Stir that. It smells really good. All right, that looks good. See, you can save it. It's not ruined. All right, I'm gonna turn my heat off and serve this up. I'm going to serve this over instant mashed potatoes and a side of sauteed broccoli. Sprinkle a little parsley on top. And that's dinner tonight, creamy pork tenderloin medallions. I'm going to make some Cajun chicken, and for this I will be needing some Cajun seasoning, which I do not have. However, I can make it, and I will show you how. 2 teaspoons of paprika, which I just ran out of. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. 1½ teaspoons of black pepper. 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I'm going to do a pinch of thyme. The recipe calls for 1/2 of a teaspoon of thyme. A pinch is plenty for me. If you like it, you can do 1/2 a teaspoon. Mix together. And then you can just store this in an airtight container or even just a small Ziploc bag. Usually what I do. I use as needed. Mix this up, and I'm just going to set this aside. I need some rice for this side, so I'm going to cook. I have a little over 1 cup of rice. I'm going to put in my pressure cooker. I'm going to do 2 cups of water. And because I have 2 cups of water in there, I'm going to season this with 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon. This will just give it a little bit of flavor. And then I'm going to set this on the rice setting. Now I'm going to make the sauce. I need 1½ cups of chicken broth. If you do not have chicken broth, you could use 1½ cups of water and 1½ teaspoons of chicken bouillon. 3/4 cup of heavy cream or 1/2 and 1/2. I have some evaporated milk. That works too. 1 tablespoon of honey. 2 teaspoons of Cajun seasoning. I'm just going to use the homemade one I mixed up. 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, half of a teaspoon of mustard powder. I do not have that, I just have yellow mustard. I'm just gonna do a squirt. Half of a teaspoon of oregano. And if you'd like to add another pinch of cayenne pepper or a pinch of red pepper flakes, you could do that. I'm not going to. I'm just going to mix this up. Then I'm going to set this aside. In a shallow dish, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of flour and 1.5 teaspoons of Cajun seasoning and mix that together. I'm going to make this in my electric skillet. I'm going to turn my heat to 275 degrees. If you were making this on the stovetop, you could use a large skillet or a large saute pan and cook over medium-high heat. I'm going to let my skillet get nice and hot. Usually it takes about 90 seconds. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You could also use canola or vegetable oil. Oh look, it's a heart shape. Isn't that cute? I'm just going to be using some chicken tenderloins. It's about 1.5 pounds or so. I'm going to coat the chicken in the flour mixture and then carefully put it into the hot pan. I'm going to cook these until they're golden brown, about 5 minutes on each side. All right, that's what I'm looking for, a golden color. I'm just going to flip these over and cook them another 5 minutes or so. While these are finishing up, I do need 1 can of Rotel for the next step, but I need it drained and I need to reserve the juice. So I'm going to drain this, reserve the juice, finish up this, and then get these out of the pan so I can make the sauce. Okay, these are done. These look done. I'm going to put them on a plate. They smell really good on their own, but I am not done yet. I'm going to set these aside. Probably just stick them in my microwave to keep them warm. And then I have to make the sauce. Now for the sauce. In the same skillet, I'm going to turn my heat to about 275. I have my reserved juice from the Rotel. It's about 1/4 cup. I'm going to pour this in. You don't want to get splashed. You gently scrape around to get all the good stuff. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of butter. You can use margarine if you'd like. 1.5 teaspoons of minced garlic. I am just going to do 1 heaping teaspoon. I'll cook this for about 1 minute. And then stir in 3 tablespoons of flour, just a little at a time. And cook for 1 minute. I'm going to carefully stir in the sauce that I made earlier. I'm just going to whisk it real quick and then just stir in a little at a time. This is coming to a simmer, kind of a boil. I'm going to pour in my drained Rotel. Stir that in. And then I'm going to continue cooking this for 5 to 7 minutes. It smells so good. I wish you guys could smell that. Yum. It's been 10 minutes. I'm just going to stir this. I've stirred it once before. Turn my heat down low. I have 3/4 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. I think this is extra sharp. You could use pepper jack if you want more heat. I'm going to put this on warm. I'm going to stir in 2 teaspoons of lime juice. I just have the bottle. I have my chicken. I've just been letting this plate sit in the microwave. Put it back in. This smells so good. I'm going to just put some of the sauce over each of the chicken pieces. Turn it back to low. And then bring this to a simmer and let it cook for 5 minutes. And then it's ready. It's been 4 minutes and this looks just really, really good. I'm just going to plate it up and show you what it looks like. I have my seasoned rice and I'm going to put some chicken on my plate. Just take a couple of smaller ones. And we're just having a side salad with this. And sauce, I'm just going to drizzle over the rice. And that's dinner tonight, Cajun chicken. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you try one or all of these recipes. These meals were all so good and perfect for when you're looking for a special meal. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button, share this video with others, and hit that subscribe button. It is free to you and it really helps out my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.